Hey, what's going on? Good day. It's June 7th, 2019. It's about 12 o'clock in the afternoon. I got up around 5 a.m. and that's important because I want to show off that I got up at 5 a.m. All right, so for the entire day, I've actually it's been pretty chill. We spent a good little bit of time on the live stream on DC Reefer's live stream with Dev, Reefing with O, Chris, and a couple of other people. And this morning I've been trading since 5 o'clock. Now, when I got up, I found out my trade went totally sideways on me. Complete opposite of what I wanted it to do. Broke over the resistance mark, if you can see it here, and deep into the red. The reason why I haven't been setting my stop losses is because, I mean, sometimes you get hit and I can't do stop losses and take profits, and it's a whole thing. But it's a learning lesson, right? I'm learning. I'm getting back into this. I'm going to lose a lot, but then once I figure it out, I'm going to win a lot. It's going to be a good time. But I promised you guys an update on Baby Beauty. Boom. Yes, she's still up, but you're going to have to wait a second to see her. I think it's best that we explain where the tank has been, what it's been doing, how it's been doing. And as I told y'all before, when I was in, after Switzerland, I was editing a lot. Came back, the tank got neglected. I was editing between 12 and 16, dang, I'm going through it, 12 and 16 hours a day. So the tank got neglected. The Aptasia blew up a bit. I had a live stream about it. Bubble algae was everywhere. So I was able to manage the Aptasia, but I couldn't really take care of the bubble algae because it was like covering the entire rock. Like, it was no longer a rock scape, it was a bubble algae scape. So what we did was actually take the rocks out and just leave them in the sun a bit and totally recycled the tank. Right, luckily I don't keep any fish. I'm not really a big fish person, so all I had was the corals. And I think today would be a good day to talk to you guys about what corals I have left now that you guys are caught up on where the tank is. And just for the record, if you think this is a ugly tank syndrome, you should have saw what it looked like when I was neglecting it. Yeah, so it's been about a week that the tank's been running. A lot of the corals, I'm gonna turn it around. A lot of the corals were not doing too hot. You look at the Acans. I put the parts that were actually doing well facing the other side. The only one that like really did good was the purple Acan, and I'm happy about that one. That's the one I've had the longest. The rest of them I'm just kind of like whatever about. I want them to do well. I'm gonna do my best to make sure they are doing well. But I'm not really tripping too much. The two that I was bummed out about was this Duncan. Before everything happened, it had like 10 heads, and then it got down to 2. And this hammer, which had 3 heads, and went down to 1. At least I thought it was 1, because after moving here, I started dosing amino acids and doing my water changes every week and direct feeding the hammer and everything else, and the hammer started opening up even more, because at first it was 1 head and the front half of the hammer wasn't coming out. It was just the back half of that 1 head. Now it's more evened out about the way it's opening, and there's a second head that's actually coming back. And then the Duncan, I removed a bunch of algae off of that. Hold on. Removed a bunch of like hair algae off of that. And the 2 polyps that are actually there now, they were actually like peeling off of the skeleton. As we know, like some of these corals, they peel off whenever they're stressed out. But since being in this tank and since being directly fed, they started reattaching, and 2 more heads are popping back up. Now, the tank is doing better than expected. I just want to have fun with this, and I want to test the limits a little bit. So I went to the LFS and actually picked up a digi, like an orange digi. I want to see how well this does long term because with my light being short off the tank, is giving more of like a spotlight. Obviously, the LPS isn't really. It could do well, but I feel like it's more suited for SPS, and that's what I'm gonna try to put there. And when I was there, I noticed these two stunners. What those are purple tentacle gold tip hammers. And while I was at the LFS, I actually brought the price down. They were asking for like 160 for the two frags. I was able to get it down to about 120 because I'm Filipino and my mom raised me to negotiate for everything. I'm talking about I'll go to HEB and see if I can get a discount. So I asked for a discount and look, they gave it to me. But since being in the tank, everything looks like it's doing pretty well. I'm pretty happy with how everything is going. I can only hope for it to get better. I'm going to keep dosing amino acids and other things, and we're going to give a little bit more of an update later. So that's where we are with the tank right now. I think in the next video we'll talk about like the future plans, other things that we got going on, like what equipment we're using, what we're hoping to do with the tank long term, and so on and so forth. But I think that's it for today. We talked about trading, talked about the tank. Oh, I'm gonna work out a bit. In one of the future videos, I'm gonna tell you guys about this thing called the minimum workout. All right. Well, that's it. So in the comments below, let me know if you have any questions about anything that this channel is going to be about. Photography, videography, SEO on YouTube, reef tanks, day trading, what I'm trading, fitness, whatever. We can talk about it. It's a free place now. We're having a good time. And if I pick your question, which I'm sure I will, I'll give you credit, give you a little shout out. And since you're in the comment section already, hit that like button, subscribe, stay positive, and don't forget to do amazing things. By the way, has anyone told you you're amazing? So I want you to know, no matter what you're going through, you're amazing. Fun fact, I just ran a mile. I timed usually the second lap, which is half a mile, and I just did it in 7 minutes, 41 seconds. That's embarrassing. I used to be an athlete. I used to be one of the fastest kids in school, but it's okay. It's about progression. Yesterday we ran it in 8 minutes, 4 seconds. It's gonna be fun to see these numbers drop and see the progression of everything. All right, peace.